Hi Year 5, so today we're going to look at an art lesson and our art is inspired by the Anglo-Saxons. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the flip chart and we'll get started. So what did you think of the artifacts that we looked at in our history lesson this week? What did you think of the people who made them and wore them? Well, I can tell you that I think that it tells me that the Anglo-Saxons were amazing craftspeople. That they were really skilled artists, because the detail in some of these things is absolutely beautiful, and it's amazing that these things have lasted and survived in such great condition. So I want us today to look a bit more detail at the different shapes and the design elements, so that we can try and recreate some of those things ourselves on some paper. So you'll need to grab some paper and some pencils, some things to draw with. So Anglo-Saxon art is actually a combination of styles. It was developed because of all the migration of different people, like the Jutes and the Saxons, into England, and the Romans as well. So it's a fusion of Celtic, Mediterranean and Germanic art, because of the different people that came and settled, who became the Anglo-Saxons. So let's look at the styles in a bit more detail. And as we're looking at the styles, we want to think about some words that we can use to describe the different styles. So let's look at Celtic art first. So just take a little moment and have a think about what different styles and elements you can see. So I can see that we've got overlapping, intertwining, almost like chain links. So overlapping and intertwining. We've got layers, haven't we? We've got these curves. In fact, if we look at them, very few of these designs have actually got straight lines, have they? We've got nature patterns, and we can have colour or black and white. So beautiful designs, Celtic style. So let's just look at the belt buckle for a moment. Which parts of these designs do you think were inspired by Celtic art? Maybe pause the video and have a chat with somebody about it. Well, I can see that we've got that interlocking, overlapping style here. Lots of curves going underneath and over the top of each other, and here as well. So really lovely Celtic style can be seen in there. Let's look at Mediterranean design. So Mediterranean design is more leafy and flowery. The Mediterranean is the ocean, the sea that's down below France and Italy. Some of you might have been there on holiday. So you might have seen some of these tiles if you've been to Greece, or if you've been to Italy, or if you've looked at Roman art perhaps in mosaics. So we've got more straight lines in this design, and we've got, like I said, these leaves and these flower patterns. So can we see any inspiration from Mediterranean art in this belt buckle? Again, pause the video, you might want to talk to somebody at home about it. So I can see that we've got, with the garnets here, they're almost like little flower heads or little leaves. Could almost be autumn leaves, couldn't it? So I can definitely see some Mediterranean art. We've got that repeating pattern happening again. Okay, let's look at Germanic style. So Germanic design style is, again, we've got this interlocking, but we've got much more straight lines. It's much more to do with shapes and angles. Building up pictures out of shapes like cubes maybe, or triangles. So let's have a little look at the shoulder clasp. Can we see anything inspired by Germanic art? So yes, I can see that we've got these patterns that are made up of little squares, teeny tiny squares, and actually it's almost like, I suppose, let's just count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's almost like an octagon shape if we kind of thought about these being straight sides. We'd have 8 sides, wouldn't we? So definitely got some inspiration in there, but I can see some Celtic and some Mediterranean inspiration in here as well. So hopefully you can see how Anglo-Saxon art has been created out of different styles. So what I'd like you to do is use the pictures on the PDF, cut them out, annotate them. You might write ideas around the side. You can use, at the end of the flip chart, there are some different words, some vocabulary associated with Anglo-Saxon art, so you can have a look at those. And see if you can make a copy of some of the patterns that you can see in the artifacts. You might even be inspired by looking at some of those patterns to come up with your own interlocking designs or leaf designs. So you can copy or continue some of the patterns, and you can generate your own examples as well. So I'm just going to go back and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try just having a little look, seeing if I can pin this so I can do a few examples. So you might want to grab a ruler, and maybe if I was going to have a little look at the belt buckle, I might draw a recreation of this leaf pattern. So I need to draw my rectangle to fit it inside, and then I can have a think about copying it exactly. So using the artist's skill of observation to see if I can copy the design. And this way my hand is learning the patterns, so I'll be able to use them in future art lessons. Okay, I think you get the idea. So you might want to then decide, you might try something different. So I could go next to that, I could draw a new box. And I could imagine if this was my own design, and I might take more of a, I don't know, a leafy pattern perhaps. Might come up with something on my original. So just see what you can come up with really, guys. Okay, enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.